90% of the pits you plant are going to sit in that soil doing absolutely nothing. And it's not because your seeds are bad, it's because you're skipping a step that every single commercial orchard in the world treats as non-negotiable. If you've ever buried a peach pit, a plum stone, a cherry seed, an apricot kernel, or an almond shell and waited weeks, even months, staring at bare dirt wondering what you did wrong, I promise you, by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly why that happened and exactly how to fix it starting today. Before we go any further, if you're serious about growing your own fruit trees from scratch, saving money on expensive nursery stock, and actually understanding what these seeds need instead of just guessing, hit that subscribe button right now. Every week, I break down real, practical, field-tested techniques that I use on my own trees. No fluff, no theory that doesn't work in real dirt, just what actually gets results. So go ahead, subscribe, turn on notifications, and let's get into it. In this video, I'm going to walk you through the exact 5 things that make the difference between a pit that rots in the ground and a pit that cracks open and shoots up a seedling in as little as 7 days. We're going to cover why these seeds fail in the first place, the actual biology behind what's happening inside that hard shell. And then I'm going to give you the step-by-step process that professional growers and nurseries use to get germination rates that most home gardeners think are impossible. By the time this video ends, you won't just know what to do, you'll understand why it works, which means you'll never waste a growing season again. Let's talk about the reality first, because I think this is where most people go wrong before they even plant anything. When you eat a peach or a plum or a cherry off the tree, or you buy one from the store, and you save that pit thinking you're going to grow a tree from it, you're already starting from a huge disadvantage if you just toss that pit straight into a pot of soil. I've seen this 1,000 times. People get excited, they wash off the pit, they stick it in some potting mix on their windowsill, and then they wait and wait and wait. Nothing happens. Weeks go by, maybe the pit starts to grow mold, maybe it just dries out and turns into a rock, and then they give up and tell everyone that growing fruit trees from seed doesn't work. That's simply not true. It works incredibly well when you understand what the seed is actually asking for. The biggest mistake I see, hands down, is planting the pit immediately after eating the fruit, especially in spring or summer, without ever exposing it to cold. The second biggest mistake is not cracking or scoring the hard outer shell, which people don't even realize exists because it's hidden inside the fruit's pit. The third mistake, and this one is sneaky, is planting the pit too deep or in soil that's either bone dry or completely waterlogged, both of which will kill the embryo inside before it ever gets a chance to sprout. The fourth mistake is using pits from fruit that was picked too early, before the seed inside was even mature enough to be viable in the first place. And the fifth one, which almost nobody talks about, is expecting a seed from a grocery store peach or a hybrid variety to grow true to the parent tree, which affects your expectations but not necessarily your germination rate. All 5 of these things stack up, and that's why so many people fail before they even get started. Now let's get into the actual science, because once you understand this, everything else in this video is going to make perfect sense. Peach, plum, cherry, apricot, and almond are all part of the same genus, Prunus, and they all share something in common called seed dormancy. This is a survival mechanism built into the seed by nature itself. In the wild, if a fruit falls off the tree in late summer and the seed inside germinated immediately, that fragile little seedling would have to survive through a cold winter with zero protection, and it would almost certainly die. So nature built in a safety switch. The seed goes dormant. It essentially locks itself down, and it refuses to sprout until it has experienced a certain number of hours of cold temperatures, usually somewhere between 60 to 120 days of cold, depending on the species and variety. This process is called stratification, and it mimics winter. The seed is basically programmed to say, I will not wake up until I'm convinced that winter has passed and it's safe to grow. Without that cold period, the seed can sit there for years and simply never break dormancy, no matter how much water or warmth you give it. On top of that internal dormancy clock, there's a physical barrier too. The pit itself, that hard woody shell surrounding the actual seed, is incredibly tough. In nature, that shell would slowly break down over months of freezing, thawing, soil microbial activity, and even passing through the digestive systems of animals that eat the fruit. That natural weathering process softens and cracks the shell just enough to let moisture in and let the emerging root push its way out. When you skip that process entirely and just drop a whole hard, uncracked pit into a pot, you're asking that little embryo to break through a shell that's basically acting like a tiny fortress. It's not impossible, but it can take an extremely long time, and a lot of pits simply give up, rot, or get attacked by fungus while they're waiting. So now that you understand the two real enemies here, dormancy and the hard shell, let's talk about what professional growers and nurseries actually do to solve both problems at once, because this is where the real transformation happens. Step 1 is selecting the right pits in the first place. You want to pick pits from fruit that was fully ripe, ideally tree-ripened rather than picked green and ripened in a warehouse or truck. A properly ripe peach or plum will have a pit that's fully hardened and dark, not soft, pale, or mushy. If you press on the pit and it gives it all, that seed likely wasn't mature enough to be viable, and no amount of stratification is going to fix immaturity. Wash off every bit of fruit flesh from the pit, because leftover sugar and pulp will attract mold and rot during the stratification process, and that mold can kill the seed before it ever gets a chance to grow. Step 2 is cracking the shell, and I want to be very clear about how to do this correctly, because this is where people accidentally destroy their seeds. You are not trying to crack the actual seed inside, you're only trying to crack or slightly crush the hard outer shell that surrounds it. I personally use a pair of pliers or a small vise, and I place the pit on its edge, along the seam that runs down the middle of most peach and plum pits, and I apply slow, controlled pressure until I hear a crack. You can also use a nutcracker for smaller pits like cherries and apricots. Once you hear that crack, stop immediately and pry the shell open carefully, almost like you're opening a clam, until you can see the almond-shaped seed inside. That inner seed is soft, pale, and slightly damp-looking, and that's exactly what you want. If your seed is shriveled, black, or crumbles when touched, it wasn't viable to begin with, and no technique is going to save it. For almonds specifically, since the shell is thinner already, a firm squeeze with pliers along the seam is usually enough without even needing full force. Step 3 is where the real magic happens, and this is the cold stratification process that mimics winter and tricks the seed into thinking it's time to wake up. Take a sealable plastic bag or a small container and fill it with a slightly damp medium, either paper towels, peat moss, or a mix of sand and peat. The key word here is damp, not wet. If you squeeze the medium and water drips out, it's too wet and your seeds will rot. It should feel like a well-wrung-out sponge. Place your cracked pits or your extracted seeds into this damp medium, seal the bag but leave a small opening for airflow, label it with the date and the type of seed, and place it in your refrigerator, not the freezer, at a temperature between 34 and 41 degrees Fahrenheit. Peaches, plums, and apricots typically need somewhere between 60 to 90 days of this cold treatment. Cherries usually need closer to 90 to 120 days, and almonds are on the shorter end at around 30 to 60 days. Check your bag every 1 to 2 weeks during this time, and if you see any mold forming, take the seed out, rinse it gently, and replace the damp medium with fresh material. Step 4 is knowing exactly when your seeds are ready to come out of the fridge, and this is the moment most people miss because they're not watching closely enough. Around the halfway point through your stratification period, you'll start to notice something incredible happening inside that bag. The seed coat will split slightly, and a tiny white root tip called the radicle will begin to emerge. This is the single most exciting sign in this entire process because it means the seed has broken dormancy and is actively germinating right there in your refrigerator. Once you see that white root tip poking out, even just a few millimeters, that seed is ready to be planted immediately. Don't wait for a long root to develop, because a root that grows too long inside the bag can become tangled, damaged, or snapped when you try to plant it, and that damage can seriously set back or even kill your seedling. Step 5 is the actual planting, and this is where a lot of good seeds still get wasted because of poor technique. Once you see that root emerging, plant the seed directly into a small pot filled with well-draining potting mix, root side down, and only cover it with about ½ inch to 1 inch of soil, no deeper. Peach and plum pits especially do not want to be buried deep because deep planting traps too much moisture around the seed and encourages rot before the shoot can reach the surface. Water it gently right after planting, just enough to settle the soil around the seed, and then place the pot somewhere warm, ideally between 65 and 75 degrees Fahrenheit, with bright indirect light. From this point forward, keep the soil consistently moist but never soggy. Think of a damp sponge again, and within 7 to 14 days, assuming everything up to this point was done correctly, you're going to see that little green shoot break through the surface of the soil. And honestly, that moment never gets old no matter how many times I've done this. Now let me paint the picture for you, like we're standing right in front of these trees, because I want you to know exactly what to look for at every stage, not just in theory, but in real life. Picture a peach pit fresh out of the fridge, sitting in your hand. You should be able to see a small white root tip, maybe a ½ inch long, curling slightly out of a crack in the shell. That root is fragile, almost translucent at the tip, and it bruises easily, so you want to handle it by the shell, not by the root itself. When you plant it, that root goes downward into the soil, and the shell with the seed inside sits just under the surface. Within the first week, you won't see anything happening above ground, and that's completely normal because the plant is busy building its root system first. Then usually right around day 7 to day 10, you'll notice the soil surface start to crack slightly, almost like a tiny earthquake happening in miniature, and a pale, slightly curved shoot will push through. This shoot often looks bent over like a little hook at first. That's actually the plant protecting its delicate growing tip as it pushes through the soil. And within another day or two, it straightens up and the first true leaves start to unfold. For almonds, the process looks almost identical, but slightly faster, since the shell is thinner. For cherries, the shoot tends to be a bit more delicate and thin at first, so I always recommend keeping cherry seedlings in slightly more sheltered conditions during those first 2 weeks. I want to stop here for a second and ask you something, because I really want to know where you're at with this. In the comments below, tell me which one of these 5 fruits you're most excited to grow from seed, and just type the name: peach, plum, cherry, apricot, or almond. I read through these regularly, and honestly it helps me know what to focus on in future videos, so don't be shy. Drop your answer down there right now before you forget. Alright, let's get into something that most home growers, and honestly even a lot of small hobby orchards, never figure out, and this is what I consider the golden tip of this entire video. Most people, once they see that root tip in the stratification bag, panic and immediately plant it. But here's what commercial nurseries actually do differently. They allow the root to develop just slightly further, to about a ½ inch to 1 inch, before transplanting, and instead of planting straight into soil, they first place the seed in a small cup of lukewarm water for about 6 to 8 hours. This rehydrates the seed tissue fully after weeks in the cold, refrigerated environment. And it dramatically increases the success rate of that first week of growth because the seed isn't fighting to absorb moisture and grow at the same time. After that soak, they plant immediately, and the difference in vigor between a soaked seed and a straight from the fridge seed is honestly night and day. I started doing this myself years ago after watching how a friend who runs a small commercial nursery handles his stone fruit seedlings. And my germination and early survival rates went up noticeably. It's such a small step, it takes almost no extra effort, and yet almost nobody talks about it. Now, before we wrap up, I need to walk you through the common mistakes that I see over and over again, because avoiding these is honestly just as important as following the steps correctly. Mistake number 1 is impatience. People pull their seeds out of the fridge after only 2 or 3 weeks because they don't see anything happening, when the process genuinely needs the full 60 to 120 days depending on the fruit. Mistake number 2 is planting too deep, and I cannot stress this enough. These seeds want to be close to the surface, not buried 3 or 4 inches down like you might do with a larger seed. Mistake number 3 is inconsistent moisture, letting the stratification bag dry out completely one week and then soaking it the next, which stresses the seed and invites fungal problems. Mistake number 4 is ignoring mold the moment it appears, thinking it will just go away on its own, when in reality it spreads fast and can kill an otherwise perfectly healthy seed within days if left untreated. And mistake number 5, which really breaks my heart when I see it, is people giving up on the entire process after one failed attempt, assuming the seed or the method was flawed, when really it just needed one small adjustment, like proper cracking or the right cold duration, to succeed the second time around. Growing your own peach, plum, cherry, apricot, or almond tree from a simple pit that most people throw straight into the trash is one of the most rewarding things you can do as a grower, and it costs you nothing but a little patience and the right knowledge, which you now have. There's something genuinely special about eating a piece of fruit, saving that seed, and a few years later, standing under a full-grown tree that you personally grew from scratch, knowing you did it right because you understood exactly what that little seed needed. If this video helped you understand what's really going on inside that pit, do me a favor and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next one, because we're going deeper into this topic very soon. In fact, in the next video, I'm going to show you exactly how to transplant these young seedlings from their starter pots into the ground without shocking them or stunting their growth, including the exact timing window that determines whether your young tree thrives or struggles for its first entire year. Trust me, you don't want to miss that one, so stay close, keep that notification bell on, and I'll see you in the next video.